It's a Penn State-Miami post-game football special, Duel in the Desert. Watch it Thursday at 8:30 here on membership-supported Channel 39.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. Funding is also provided by Lehigh Valley Bank. Lehigh Valley Bank provides student loan plans for undergraduates, graduate students, and parents of students, as well as a full line of regular banking services. Our name says it all. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
WLVT-TV presents Scholastic Scrimmage, a weekly program featuring teams from Lehigh Valley High Schools in a contest of quick recall. Tonight's teams are from Easton High School and Boyertown High School. Your host for Scholastic Scrimmage is Harry Price.
Good evening and welcome to Scholastic Scrimmage. We're going to meet the teams and the coaches, then we'll begin the contest. From Easton High School, and by the way, this is the first opportunity Easton has had to be with us, and we welcome you to the contest. Again, Easton High School, they're all seniors: Joyce Liu, Michael Malutis, Ann Tajewski, who is the captain, David Gumlock. Again, all seniors. They have a coach. He's Robert Young, teacher of biology. From Boyertown High School, Eric Allen, a sophomore, the captain, Frank Dill, a senior, Ron Sala, a junior, Tim Shope, a junior, and the coach is Robert Herensevich, teacher of German. Channel 39 is pleased to announce that at the conclusion of the series next June, after the championship contest, the Air Products Foundation will present a $1,500 scholarship award to the championship high school and a $750 award to the runner-up high school. Remember, the answers to the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage require rapid recall of factual information and aren't necessarily indicative of academic training. The rules for the contest are as follows. On toss-up questions, you'll be given 10 points for each correct answer, but 10 points will be deducted for an incorrect response. If you answer incorrectly, then the opposing team will have an opportunity to answer without penalty, and they will be given 5 points for a correct answer in this situation. Of course, each correct answer to a toss-up question gives you the opportunity to answer a bonus question without penalty. Team members may confer only on the bonus questions, and the answers to these questions should be given to me by the two team captains. A buzzer will signal the end of the contest. If it sounds while a question is being asked, the game stops. The buzzer goes off while you're answering, however, you will be permitted to complete your answer, but no bonus questions will be asked. Are there any questions? If none, we'll begin with our first toss-up. And we're looking at a 10-point bonus. And I'm not looking for something like ruffles and flourishes on this first one. What is the name of the music traditionally played upon the entrance into a room of the United States President? Boyertown, Tim.
Hail to the Chief.
Hail to the Chief is correct. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. To aid the campaign for the adoption of the Constitution, 3 men wrote the Federalist Papers. For 10 points, all or nothing, I want you to name all 3 of those men.
Hamilton, Franklin, Jefferson.
Frank.
Hamilton, Franklin, and Jefferson.
Hamilton, Franklin, and Jefferson were given, and that is incorrect. Hamilton is correct. James Madison would be another. John Jay would be the third. And they wrote a series of 85 essays, so you get nothing for the bonus. Another toss-up, again looking at a 10-point bonus. The name of a fictional land and the spelling of an abbreviation are the same. The land is inhabited by munchkins, and the abbreviation is for 1/6. Easton, Joyce.
Oz.
Oz is correct. It's the abbreviations for 1/16 of a pound. Spell it or say it, Oz. O-Z, correct. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer, and for you and the team. The movie The Wizard of Oz opens with Judy Garland singing Over the Rainbow. The last song in the movie is sung by Bert Lahr as the Cowardly Lion. For 10 points, of what did he want to be king? Ann.
The Emerald City?
Not the Emerald City, the forest. If I were king of the forest, with The Wizard of Oz. We're going for another 10-point bonus, a toss-up. I'm going to list an important invention. If you correctly name the 17th, 18th century Scottish engineer most often credited with making the invention, you'll earn 10 points. The steam engine. Boyertown, Eric.
James Watt.
James Watt is correct. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. Listen carefully. The ability of a high-fidelity component to reproduce original pitch over a wide spectrum is called what? Thought you fellows would have one of those controls on your stereo sets. It's a frequency response. Frequency response. Here's your toss-up. It's a visual toss-up. Will be on the monitor. Evaluate the expression you see there, r times r to the r power, if r is equal to a -2. Easton, Ann.
-8.
-8 is incorrect. Boyertown, no conferring. When you put the -2 in the exponent, and you'd have to flip it. So the answer to that, again, I wanted to evaluate it if r is equal to a -2, is a -1/2. Toss-up, looking at a 10-pointer. In November of 1943, Winston Churchill, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Joseph Stalin met to discuss plans for the 4th Easton. Michael.
Yalta.
Incorrect. I'm going to read it. It's a toss-up. I have not finished. For Boyertown on the rebound. In November of 1943, Winston Churchill, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Joseph Stalin met to discuss plans for the forthcoming invasion of France. For 10 points, named the Middle Eastern city in which that conference took place. Eric.
Baghdad.
Not Baghdad. That's the response. Again, it's a toss-up. Eric has given me Baghdad. The answer to that is Tehran, which is the capital and largest city of Iran. Tehran Conference. Another toss-up, looking again at a 10-pointer. Politics and satire often go hand in hand. For 10 points, what highly popular comic strip, Easton, Michael?
Nast.
Incorrect. Again, it's a toss-up, and I'll complete it. Politics and satire often go hand in hand. What highly popular comic strip featuring political satire is the work of Gary Trudeau? Frank.
Doonesbury.
Correct, Frank. You got 5 on the rebound. Your bonus, 10-pointer. Stream of consciousness is a technique in literature. For 10 points, is impasto, let me spell it, I-M as in mother, P-A-S-T-O, a technique in which one of the following? Musical composition, oil painting, or engraving?
Oil painting.
Frank.
Oil painting.
Correct. It's the laying on of paint thickly. Going for a 15-point bonus. Toss-up, listening. I want you to listen to the excerpt. We just heard a segment from Mozart's Eine kleine Nachtmusik. For 10 points, give the English translation of Eine kleine Boyertown. Ron.
A Little Night Music.
You are correct. Judges, they did have it correct. A Little Night Music, Eine kleine Nachtmusik. 15-point bonus, Frank, for you and the team. 5 points apiece. Identify the composers of these operas which were performed in German. First one, Fidelio. Frank.
Mozart.
No, Beethoven. Ludwig van Beethoven, his only opera. Lohengrin. Frank?
Mozart.
No, that's Richard Wagner, produced in 1850. And finally, The Marriage of Figaro. Frank?
Verdi.
I was waiting for Mozart. It's Mozart. Italian comic opera. We'll go on to another toss-up, again looking at a 15-point bonus. Geologists use a time scale in which large time units called eras, E-R-A-S, are divided into periods. For 10 points, into what geological time units are periods divided? Boyertown, Eric,
Epochs.
you are correct. 15-point bonus, Frank. Again, allotropes are different forms of a given element. I'm sorry, it's a 10-point bonus according to the judges. I said 15. It's a 10-point bonus. Again, the judges have recorrected me. It is a 15-point bonus. Allotropes are different forms of an element. For 5 points, give me the names of the two allotropes of carbon. That's Frank.
Diamond and graphite.
Correct. Now, for additional 5 points each, and this is how we get to the 15 points, tell me, first, which of the two is more dense? Frank?
Diamond.
Correct. Which of the two is the better conductor of electricity? Frank?
Graphite.
You have your 15 points. 15 points on the bonus, going for a 10-pointer. Here's your toss-up. For 10 points, who held the office of U.S. President at the time that the Bolshevik Revolution occurred in Russia in Boyertown, Tim?
Woodrow Wilson.
Correct. In 1917, he was the 28th president, served from 1913 to 21. Bonus 10-pointer, Frank. It's a question to test your knowledge of dates in early American history. I'm going to name two events. Please give me the year in which each event occurred. You'll earn 5 points for each correct answer. The battles of Lexington and Concord considered as one event. Frank?
1775.
Correct. The Treaty of Paris ending the Revolutionary War.
1783.
Frank?
1783.
Correct again. You have your 10. Again, looking at a 10-point bonus. For 10 points, what Shakespearean character killed Duncan and ordered the death? Easton, Joyce.
Macbeth.
Correct. He ordered the death of Banquo. Bonus, and for you and the team, it's about economics or economics. I'm going to define two standard economic terms. For 5 points each, you identify them. The first one, something of value that a borrower uses as a guarantee that he or she will repay a loan. Anne?
Collateral.
Correct. The supply on hand of whatever items are used in a business, such as raw materials or goods for sale. Anne?
Stock.
Not stock. We're looking for inventory. Inventory. Going for a 15-pointer. Toss-up. What general name is given to an animal from which a parasite receives its food? Boyertown, Eric.
Host.
Correct. 10-point bonus, Frank. Hydrogen is the lightest element in column 1A of the periodic table, while francium is the heaviest element in that particular column. For 5 points each, name any three of the other 5 elements in column 1A of the periodic table. Frank?
Lithium, sodium, and potassium.
You are correct. Rubidium and cesium would be the two additional. You have your points for the bonus. Going for a 10-pointer. And after we do this, we're going to take a halftime break. It's a mathematics toss-up. It's going to be on the monitor. If you are given the function f of x is equal to 1 divided by x, as shown there on the monitor, what are the equations of its two asymptotes? Again, if you graph that particular function, it would be a hyperbola, and the asymptotes are x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, the y and x axes. We're going to take a halftime break now with the score at half. 110 for Boyertown and 5 for Easton. Negative 5, that should be. 110 to a negative 5. Joyce, I'm sure you've seen the program before. During our first round of contest, we asked the participants to tell us about their families, and would you begin, please?
Okay, my mom and dad are both employed by Lehigh University, and I have a sister in college and a brother in 7th grade at Easton Middle School.
Thank you, Joyce. Michael Malutis.
My father is employed at IBM. My mother works at Bixler's Jewelers, and she is a dental hygienist. I have an older brother, Joey, who's at Brown University, and a sister, Tara, who's a sophomore at Easton.
Thank you, Michael. And Tajueski, the captain.
My father is employed at Bethlehem Steel. My mother is a nurse at Easton Hospital, and I have a younger brother, Ed, in 7th grade at Easton Middle School.
Thanks, Ann. David Gumlock.
My father is a teacher of German in the Easton School District. My mother is a first-grade teacher at Union Township Elementary School in New Jersey. I have a sister in 7th grade at Easton Middle School and a sister in 4th grade at Palmer Elementary School.
Thanks, David. And thanks to the Easton High School team. We'll go over to Boyertown and begin with Eric Allen.
My father is an engineer for STV. My mother is a homemaker. I have a brother and a sister who are both in college.
Thank you, Eric. Frank Dill, the captain.
My father is the manager of a sporting goods store in Boyertown. My mom's a school teacher at Boyertown Elementary School. And my sister is a freshman at Kutztown University.
Thanks, Frank. Ron Sala.
My father is guidance counselor at Phoenixville Junior High School. My mother is a homemaker, and I have a brother in 6th grade.
Thanks a lot, Ron. And finally, Tim Shope.
My father works for Cabot Corporation of Boyertown. My mother is a secretary for Trirex Labs of Pottstown. I have 3 older brothers, all of whom have graduated from Albright College in Reading and have gone to do graduate work.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks to Boyertown. Again, the score at half is 110 for Boyertown, a -5 for Easton. Easton don't get down because you can close the gap very, very quickly by getting a couple of questions and some bonuses. We're going to begin the second half with our usual, a toss-up. We're looking at a 10-point bonus. For 10 points, name the only state that includes shores on 4 of the Great Lakes. Easton, David.
Michigan.
Correct, David. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. The lowest known elevation of any of the continents is nearly 1,300 feet below sea level. For 5 points each, name, and I'm going to give you both of these at once, name the continent on which this spot is located and the body of water located there. I'm sorry, Ann, you just missed the buzzer. The continent is Asia. The body of water is the Dead Sea. Another toss-up. Looking for a 15-point bonus this time. For 10 points, who wrote the novel called The House of the Seven Gables? Easton, Ann.
Nathaniel Hawthorne.
Correct. American novelist, 19th century. 15-point bonus, Ann, for you and the team. In each question, I'll give the definition of a word or words involving noses, N-O-S-E-S. For 5 points each, you identify the word or words. Prying or inquisitive. Ann.
Nosy.
Correct. Speedy vertical descent. Ann.
Nosedive.
Correct. Forward end of a rocket or missile. Ann.
The nose.
Not the nose. The nose cone. Nose cone. You got 2 out of the 3, though, for 10 points. Looking for another 10-point bonus, toss up. For 10 points, give me the single word that to a medieval warrior meant protection and to a modern-day geologist means a large area. Easton, Joyce.
Shield.
Shield is correct. To a modern-day geologist, shield means a large area where Precambrian rocks are exposed. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. Rock is a 4-letter word used by geologists. I'm going to describe 2 other 4-letter geological terms, and you can earn 5 points each by identifying them. First, fine grains of silicate minerals. Also, David, this is a bonus. I'll have to accept it from you.
Sand. Sand.
Sound?
Sand.
Sand. Oh, no, I won't accept that. Fine grains of silicate minerals also containing aluminum and water. The answer to that should be clay. I'll give you the second one. The narrow depression running along the center of the mid-oceanic ridge.
Yeah.
Ann?
No response.
No response. It would be, again, we're looking for 4-letter geological terms. Clay was the answer to the first. Rift, R-I-F-T, is the answer to the second. Going for a 10-point bonus, multiple choice. It's going to be on the monitor. It's an art visual. For 10 points, from the following, multiple choice, name the sculptor who created the work entitled The Hand of Easton. Michael.
Michelangelo.
Incorrect. We'll go over to Boyertown. From the following, it's a multiple choice. Name the sculptor who created the work entitled The Hand of God, which you're seeing there on the monitor. Would it be Auguste Rodin, Henry Moore, Alexander Calder, or Michelangelo? Tim?
Rodin.
Rodin, Auguste Rodin. French sculptor, lived 1840 to 1917. You can see a lot of his work at one of the Rodin museums, which is located in Philadelphia, the Rodin Museum. A bonus 10-pointer. Got 5 on the rebound. Architecture is an old and noble profession. I'll name 2 famous structures. For 5 points each, you name the architects. First one, the original buildings of the University of Virginia in Charlottesville. It's a bonus for Boyertown. Frank?
Thomas Jefferson.
Correct. The Guggenheim Museum in New York City. Frank?
Frank Lloyd Wright.
Correct on that. You have your 10 points. Toss up. Again, a 10-point bonus for 10 points. American Matthew Brady is famous for his photographic account of which war? Easton, Michael.
Civil War.
Civil War. Best known for his photographs of Lincoln and the Civil War. 10-point bonus. The 100 Years' War, Anne, actually lasted more than 100 years. For 5 points apiece, what 2 European nations opposed each other in the 100 Years' War? Anne?
France and England.
Correct. And it lasted from 1337 to 1453. Joan of Arc would be a principle we would remember from that. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss up. A plural form that means monologues is the word soliloquies. For 10 points and no correcting yourself once you begin, spell the plural noun soliloquies. Easton, Joyce.
Okay, S-O-L-L-I-Q-U-Y.
I'll have to say no. You've already made the mistake. That's okay, Joyce. We're going to go over to Boyertown on the rebound. No conferring, please. That's a very difficult word to spell, especially under pressure. Soliloquies, again. It's S-O-L-I-L-O-Q-U-I-E-S. Another toss-up. It's in mathematics for 10 points. Of the numbers 14, 15, and 16, which one cannot be written as a product of 2 prime numbers? Easton, Joyce.
16.
16 is correct. Your bonus, a 10-pointer. On the monitor, I want you to solve that equation. 3 divided by x minus 1 is equal to x plus 1 divided by 5. Anne?
Plus 1 minus 4.
No, it would be plus 1 minus 4. We will not, judges, I'll accept the negative 4. It has two roots. It has 4 and a negative 4 as its roots. We will accept that. She said plus 1 and a minus 4. And we will only accept 1, but did they have to get both? Yes, they had to get both. I'm sorry. You had to get the entire thing, and you can't get any points on it. Going for a 10-point bonus, your toss-up. In 1904, when work began on the Panama Canal, Panama had just gained its independence. For 10 points, name the country that
Colombia.
you are correct, from which Panama had gained its sovereignty, or which had lost sovereignty over Panama. It was Colombia in 1903. Attacks on ships have played a prominent part, and in the history of the United States, and I'm going to give you 2 descriptions of ships, and I want you to name them. I'll give you 5 points apiece. The U.S. battleship, which was attacked and partly submerged, entombing more than 1,000 men during the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941. Anne?
The Arizona.
Correct. The U.S. intelligence ship seized by North Korea in January 1968. Anne?
The Pueblo.
Correct on both counts. Going for a 10-pointer, your toss-up. In the organization of the Roman Catholic Church, a pastor presides over a parish. For 10 points, over what does a bishop preside? Boyertown, Tim.
An archdiocese.
We'll accept. Diocese, you said archdiocese. The judges will accept that. 10-point bonus. The 10 Commandments are recorded in 2 different books of the Old Testament. Which 2? Frank.
Exodus and Leviticus.
No, it would be Exodus, which I'll give you a correct answer on. Deuteronomy is the other. 5 points you have on the bonus, going for a 15-pointer. Toss-up. In 1959, the U.S. merchant vessel Savannah was launched. For 10 points, what was special about the Savannah? Boyertown, Eric.
It had a nuclear-powered engine.
We will accept. It was the first U.S. nuclear-powered merchant vessel, in fact. We will accept nuclear-powered. 15-point bonus. It's going to ask you to identify for 5 points apiece 3 health professions that don't fall into the category of medical doctor. The diagnosis and treatment of foot disorders. Frank.
Podiatry.
Podiatry, we will accept. A system of therapy based on the theory that disease is caused by abnormal nervous system functioning. Frank.
Acupuncture.
No, it would be chiropractic. Chiropractic. And finally, the profession of measuring vision and adapting lenses using any means other than drugs.
Optometry. I think it's optometry.
Frank.
Optometry.
Optometry is correct. You have 10 out of a possible 15. Toss up. For 10 points, in which one of the 50 states is located the territory with the most westerly longitude? Easton, David.
Hawaii.
Incorrect. Frank, your buzzer is on.
Alaska.
Alaska. The Aleutian Islands are part of Alaska, and they extend almost as far west as New Zealand. Bonus, 5 points in the rebound. 4 times in American history the president was assassinated. For 10 points, name the 4 presidents who were killed by assassins.
Lincoln.
It's the final buzzer. I've asked the question. There's no response. The final score is 165 for Boyertown, 55 for Easton High School. Easton, I thought you did well. You bounced back well in the second half. We want to wish all of you success in college. You're all going to college, I would assume. You're all seniors. And again, thank you for being with us. Boyertown, congratulations. We're going to see you back here in the second round, and you're going to play against the winner of next week's contest. Next week, we're going to have Allentown Central Catholic High School and Whitehall High School as our contestants. This is Harry Price. Thank you for being with us, and good night.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. Funding is also provided by Lehigh Valley Bank. Lehigh Valley Bank provides student loan plans for undergraduates, graduate students, and parents of students, as well as a full line of regular banking services. Our name says it all. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services.